Hello there, my pain freedom friends. Yana Arsenault here, talking about the pain freedom method. I have a client with me. Her name is LouAnne, and for confidentiality purposes, we do not have her video on. And some of my clients have decided to do this. So one of the biggest things for me with LouAnne is now post a few months of completing the 12-week program. And I really wanted to share her with you and what her results have been, because really, even to this day, every single client that comes into the method is completely mind-blowing as to where they are when they first start, how they transition through the process, and then what their end results are. And really remembering this, it's not a destination, it's really a journey. So LouAnne, welcome. You can say hello.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, LouAnne. Thank you for being here. I feel absolutely honored that you would take this time and space to share with the world what your experience has been with the Pain Freedom Method. I honestly, from the bottom of my heart and soul, I thank you so much for coming on.
I thank you for letting me come on and help even if I can help one other person.
Well, that's blessed. Okay, so LouAnne, tell me what you were experiencing before. What were some of your anatomical, so your physical symptoms when you were first coming into the method, when you and I had met? Tell me what you were experiencing.
I had pain so bad and down my entire back, my neck. No one was ever able to help me. I've had people tell me that, have you been violated? Because my back was, well, they all called it cement, is what they did. I had headaches, unbelievable. I had liver issues. My blood pressure got to the point of being well over 200. I had a big toe problem. That might sound weird, but it
doesn't sound weird at all.
And yeah, and no doctor, and I went to numerous doctors. I had every kind of thing you could imagine, but nobody was ever able to help me from this pain.
So from testing, did you have a number of tests done?
Oh, I had tests done. I had x-rays. I had, everybody, I think, started to think that, I don't know, because they couldn't figure out why my back was so tight. No, a chiropractor couldn't do an adjustment. Nobody could do anything. So.
And you had, tell me the type of practitioners you went to. You went to doctors?
I had acupuncture. I had laser treatments. I had ultrasound treatments. I had, massage. I had a lot, and actually massage was almost a joke because nobody could even get in there to get at the muscles. The muscles were so tight, nothing would release. So
wow.
So and I didn't realize that I was holding something in.
So you were, just to recap it, you were getting horrific back pain, neck pain. You were getting headaches.
Oh,
your blood pressure was over 200. Your liver was starting to become affected. Your big toes, I remember us talking about that. Your big toes couldn't even hardly bend at the main joint. They were always in pain.
Oh, I had to have special shoes just to be able to wear them. Or my running shoes, I had to halfway up start to lace them because otherwise it hurt. So
wow. So tell me, so you and I had met, you successfully transitioned through what was called the Fitability Assessment, and you started into the method. Tell me your experience. What was your experience as you started to transition through the method, as that door opened? Can you tell me some of your experiences?
Well, I never ever dreamed that you could repress a memory. I always thought that if something happened to you years ago that you would know it. I just never dreamed that something like that could have happened. And I was very confused, and it kind of dumbfounded me, and I was angry, I was anxious, I was scared. I thought I'd be like that forever. So
So I want to intervene here just for a moment for anybody that's watching this, because if you are not familiar with, my teachings and, really the pain freedom method, I talk a lot about suppression and repression of emotions. So suppression is consciously repressing those emotions down because you don't want to talk about them, right? Some of us want to put that perfectly painted face on like nothing is going on, and or we just, we want to go about our day, and we don't want to. Who wants to deal with feelings? Nobody does. And repression is when, you've had horrific circumstances happen to you as a child or in your teens or even in your 20s, where you just do not remember the memory and those emotions are repressed. So, LouAnne, I want you to, if you can, talk me through. Remember the very first module when I was walking you through how to ask your body what was really going on? How was your pain differences from the very first time you started watching that module till after?
Oh, it changed. It did change. It still left me confused because I hadn't gotten into it that much, but I realized that there could be something at the end of all this. You know what I mean?
Right.
I could see I could see the window opening, but I still wasn't sure how far I was going to get.
And how was your physical pain levels? Because I remember you were at like a 12 out of 10.
Oh,
And,
big
and
time.
and tell me about those pain levels. It's because, the people that are going to be watching this, a lot of people don't understand how big of a link there is to your emotions and your physical pain. People don't realize that there's a major link there, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, my pain level was at an all-time high. When I started the program, I noticed it probably brought it down to a couple of points, but it didn't bring it down too far after the first module. It's when I started to get into the second one, the permission.
Yes.
And mine was a violation, and it was to a family member, and I had to give myself permission to completely leave that person out of my life for a while. And it was probably 2-3 months that I left them out of my life until I got my life in order, and until I went through the program and figured out where I was going and learned to release that pain to set myself free, because otherwise I was never going to get past this. So when I reintroduced that person into my life, then I think that was the final hurdle to it. But without that program to bring you through the proper process, I don't think I could have, because my pain went way back to when I was in my early 20s. And yeah,
Even
I'm a
younger.
senior now, so yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
your physical pain started, but the trauma that you
The
experienced was as a
trauma
child.
started as a
Mhm.
child, but
Yeah.
my physical pain started probably when I was in my 20s. So it seemed
Thank
like that's
you.
where it built up to.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing. It's really big, even just sharing it now. And I want to hit some key points about, you know, the story and how the story is. I don't want to say it's irrelevant or unimportant, because it's not really it's not happening right now, but it's
Mm-hmm.
the residue. It's the residue of the emotions that are left over from the experience. Because you already know this, I talk about this till I'm literally blue in the face.
Yeah.
The emotion is the residue from the experience.
Yeah.
And the more we hone in on the emotion, and the more that we realize that we have an addiction to these emotions, because it's all that we know, right?
Yeah.
So we revisit those
Yeah.
emotions over and over and over again, not knowing how to shift and change that. So great demonstration, LouAnne, on how you shifted through the program. You shifted. And tell me a little bit about, when you started to utilize the tools, because here's the thing. And this is why I love that we've done this a couple months post, because it just goes to show that it's still working and you're still growing and evolving, right? Because
Oh, yes.
there's a large part where there's tools, but there's also transformational learnings as well, because you get those lightning insights that bring light into your life, you understand the situation and then you see it from a different point of view, correct?
Big time, yes.
And so tell me some of the core learnings that you attained from the pain freedom method. Tell me some of those things that really shifted and changed, because your life was forever, shifted and changed. From when I first met you to now, you're a completely different, amazing person and soul. So tell me some of those core learnings.
That first day I went to you and I got a massage from you, and you and me started to talk about it, I was lost. I was broken.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've learned that if I need to meditate, I need to experience the happy person and love life. And I need to journal and write down my thoughts, because when they're on paper, it just seems like I could see the words, and then you look at what was good in your life, really, even though all those bad things happen. And would you believe not I actually have put them so far in the back of my mind. There's a lot of them that I've even not forgotten, but they're so far back there. It's not a memory, no. It's so far back. Yeah.
And do you
let it.
That can I help you a little bit with that, LouAnne?
What's that?
So you often hear me talk about moving through the emotions, because once you move through them, and I don't talk about healing them, I talk about moving through them, because on a day-to-day basis, you still will have emotions come into your life. But instead of latching onto them or resisting, pushing against them, you know how to move through them so that they don't affect you any longer, right?
Yeah, because I think when I first started the program, probably by the second or third module, I was sleeping better.
Yes.
This does not, because at first I was not sleeping well at all, and you could see it. You can see it in a person's face.
And I remember you also talking about you losing your hair too. You were losing your hair. Oh, well.
Yes.
Your hair was your skin. You said your skin.
My skin was all dry. Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And all of that is improved. All of it is improved, and nobody needs to actually see a picture, for confidentiality purposes. But I remember you walking in. I just saw you. Was it last week that I saw you? And I was just like, wow, you look like a goddess. You totally look like a completely different person. So yeah. So here's another question for you. If somebody, because there are going to be many people that do watch this and, listen to your journey and what your experience was from the pain freedom method. If somebody were to ask you, LouAnne, or, if somebody was a referral, what would you say to them about the method?
Well, my husband, being as this involved both of us, took the counseling because that's the route he wanted to take. And all they did was just keep talking. And it kind of brought the pain all front and center, because it is a problem you both have when you're going through it. And so he finally just stopped it, because he couldn't keep keeping that memory alive. And me, I was taking the program, and it put the pain in the past so that it no longer was part of my everyday life. And you're not burying it, because I haven't buried it. Mm-hmm. I've gotten through it, and I've changed my thought process so that I've made peace with that person. And actually, I've learned to love that person, and we're both functioning very well. But it just took time to stop talking to that person and get that part of my life in order. And I love the fact that you needed to give yourself permission to either stop or limit the amount of time. Well, now I actually can spend as much time as I want with that person, and I know I can without it bothering me no more. But I didn't think that was ever going to be possible at one time, and neither did she at that one time. So yeah.
And what are you experiencing now physically in your body? Tell me how you feel in your body. What are your pain levels? What is your blood pressure like? How is your liver doing? tell me some of the comments that your doctors have said to you now, going back and having
Yeah.
the examinations post. So tell me some of those things.
My fatty liver is no longer a problem. My blood pressure is no longer, in fact, it's probably the lowest it's been probably since, I doubt it's been lower than that. I have no headaches. My big toe is next to nothing. I just couldn't believe that this could actually be an issue. My back is I've gone for massages with you, and like, you would never know that I had a back muscles that you could actually get in and actually massage. But anyways, now I haven't gone for adjustments. I haven't needed to. So,
right.
So yeah, I'm a totally different. My hair has improved. It didn't improve until I got past that and released my anger from that person.
Yes.
So that, and my skin, because it does affect the entire body. It got to the point where, yeah. And I know I couldn't have done it without this program, because I know I seen my husband and he kept saying, LouAnne, I don't think I can keep up this counseling, because he says, they just are bringing everything all front and center. I'm not moving past it. And that's exactly right. This program keeps that from being the front and center. You're getting it to where it's supposed to be. You're not leaving it at the top of your mind. You're not keeping it where
in the forefront.
In the forefront, yeah.
Yeah. You're moving through those emotions.
You're moving through it, and you're forgiving that person. And
well, oh, sorry, go ahead.
And that's exactly what you need to do. So,
well, LouAnne, I want to thank you for your time. I feel very, very, very grateful, and this, there's only so many people, because I do have my full clinical practice, and there's only so many people that I can work with. And that's why, every single person, in the very beginning goes through that fitability assessment, because you have to be ready, right? Could you imagine if you're not ready to do the work and to really move through those emotions and want to feel better, want to have a loving and, joyous life?
Yeah.
So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, LouAnne, and soul, for taking the time today to really talk about your experience and share where you are today. Because, if anybody right now is watching this, which I know that they will know that this experience completely changed their life. And the tools are for life. The transformation is for life. And you don't have to, if you're a person that's living in chronic pain, or even with emotional pain, know that you do not have to feel like you're imprisoned. You don't have to feel like you're imprisoned in your mind or in your body, and that you can move through it. So, LouAnne, thank you so, so much for coming on. And I think you're amazing. I'm excited to follow up to see how you do through the rest of your life, because we are and always will be, connected for life. So thank you so
very much. Okay. And thank you for the program. I enjoy the fact that I can go back and forth and revisit something that all of a sudden maybe I'm having an issue with. I've got a tool. I've got a weapon to keep using. So
yes, the arsenal. You have the arsenal.
Yes.
You're armed with your arsenal to extinguish your pain and become your own pain whisperer, right? That's the whole aspect behind the program. So, LouAnne, thank you so much. I hope you have the most magnificent day. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for listening to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye for now.